If you haven't subscribed to Real Vision, it is free, and I will lock the door until you do subscribe. Realvision.com, that's where you get all of the conversations, the video conversations, written research about crypto, give you understanding the macro landscape, how it all fits together, technology. We cover a lot of the tech space, where AI is going, how it's going to impact you. There's also a global community where you can connect with, and we're very Web3 native. We've basically taken millions of people through the journey of Web3. So it's part of our mission is basically to democratize the very best kind of knowledge and give people the network tools and knowledge to thrive.
I mean, I wish I'd known you, given that you saw 2008, 2009 coming back then, because I took a job as a technology recruiter in 2007. It was god-awful. But if we start with kind of tapping into that future gazing, I suppose, and having a look at the broader economic climate, how do you see the ongoing tensions that we're witnessing with Russia and Ukraine, with the Middle East, China, US rivalry impacting the global economy and the financial landscape?
What I've learned in my career, it took me a while to learn this, to Europe. So immediately goes to Europe, and the Europeans obviously have to be involved in this, and they asked one thing, which is everyone's making demand of each other. There's a lot of horse trading that needs to happen to make a mega deal, and their one thing is obviously we want Putin stopped. If you remember, Xi came straight back from Europe. The first person who went to see him was Putin. Immediately, the press leaks came out of AP saying, I'm prepared to stop advancing. Somewhere within this, I think there was a big, very positive upside surprise that comes out of this. Because if you game it all out, there is literally no way that anybody's going to go to war just when we're about to bring AGI into the world. It's just not going to happen. You can't do it. And everybody knows it because everybody needs and wants that technology more than any other technology that has ever been, except the nuclear bomb. They're of equal importance in terms of discoveries, ridiculous price at the supermarket and the restaurant and everything else. So that is real. Wages did readjust somewhat, but the inflation story, i.e. the fear of what it does to financial markets and the Fed and Bank of England or whoever raising rates, they're all cutting rates now, and they'll be cutting rates for another year, year and a half. Some faster than others, depending on the structure of their labour markets and other stuff. So again, optimist. Okay.
Just before I get into then digital assets and Web3 in a bit more detail, does anyone have any questions on the kind of the overall global economic picture in which we're operating? There's one hand at the side. I don't know whether we can get a mic over there.
Go on, try shouting. Okay, so liquidity phase, using forward-looking indicators, and I use financial conditions, which lead it by about 5 months, just say it's up only from here. And this is why we're waiting for this price action to happen, is the debasement currency is a real thing. This is the best asset we've ever been given. It protects us from this. Liquidity is the driver. We're just about the point where liquidity is starting to really increase. We're seeing the Chinese really lead it, but we're seeing global M2 rising around the world. So yeah, it's right here, right now, and it's the most important thing you probably don't know about macroeconomics that you need to know about.
It's interesting that you talk about the growth of Bitcoin there, and some really startling kind of figures. As someone who's outside of the tent, I found it was interesting that you predicted that the crypto industry could reach 5 billion users by 2030. Just out of the
world. People know that their kids use Roblox and there's money, but that money goes to zero. And then suddenly the smart contract arrives. Smart contract is a way of using blockchain and then attaching scarcity because it's a contract and it's a scarce thing. So now you've created digital scarcity, didn't exist in the world. Okay, that explodes a whole new other set of use cases, whether it's in finance or whether it's in digital assets, gaming, that kind of stuff. So we're seeing huge growth there. We're seeing huge growth in loyalty points, getting brands together with their consumers is what Web3 solves. It gets rid of middlemen. And you've got this incentive system of which you can use in this technology like NFTs or tokens. So I'm seeing giant brands building it, and it's a great meme that kind of sums up what it's all about.
And
it looks like a banana because it does that, and it goes bananas.
What did you say in those meetings?
I said, in Cayman, we have an expression which is soon come, which is like, yeah, any day now. It's like, from the macro work that I do, and I probably produced, I don't know, maybe 100 charts on this last month, it's right here and now. We're already seeing the signs of all of the liquidity coming, all of the leads of this stuff. For some reason, the market seems a bit choppier than it should do. And the other thing, weird thing, why the banana zone is so important is, like, everybody's hopes and dreams are in the banana zone. Is that true, right? Yeah. I mean, literally everybody. I mean, anybody in Web3, they kind of know about what there's nothing they can do about the rise of Bitcoin. I mean, they've tried to fight it. The Chinese have tried to fight it. You know, the Chinese don't want it because of capital flight issues. They try and fight it, but you can't. It's a decentralized technology that exists everywhere and nowhere. So you kind of have to learn to live with it. So the US answer, well, let's regulate Bitcoin ETFs, and then they get kind of custodied within the financial system. We can let them share in it so it doesn't disrupt everything in one go. But what we're finding is, as you start turning over younger people within governments, they all start pushing for this technology. And we've seen it pretty much everywhere around the world. So it just happens over time.
So one other hand, and then we'll move on. Sorry.
Yeah, would you say that Bitcoin is actually dead?
Stack versus Bitcoin, it's down 99.97%. And it was a hard thing to learn because we're told always to have diversified portfolios. Don't have your eggs in one basket. Don't do this, don't do that. And me and many of the people I grew up with in macro, and the macros are like the George Soros of this world, the people who really take the big bets and try and figure out the global puzzle, have just reduced it down to, this is the biggest trade of all time. And therefore, why do anything else? So my personal portfolio, 100% of my liquid net worth has been in crypto for quite a while now, 5 years plus. And I've been investing in the space since 2013. It's not going to kill you. So just think of the optionality of how much it can change your life. We've never been given this number go up technology before. And yes, your mileage may differ. The future returns may not be the past returns, all of that. But anybody who's here understands the breadth and depth of what is being built in this new world. And therefore, investment is about probabilities. What is the probability that these hundreds of thousands of developers, business people, giant brands, all of these, what is the probability that this technology gets adopted at a broader scale? It's got to be very high.
Pretty good answer for the wrong person. Before I let you...
Crazy bets. Invest in the smoking chicken fish. It's a meme community. Why? Because you need to learn about memes. Memes are actually tokenizing attention and culture. They're really important, and they're a lot of fun. And it's like this crazy wild casino of young people. And you'll go, what the hell is this? And then you'll realize, okay, culture is happening in front of my eyes. Also, that bet with, is it going to be AI or DeFi? Put that in that 10% bucket. Because so many people I know go through this crypto cycle and they lose their minds and they start doing things they shouldn't do. And suddenly they've gone from making money because the number go up. It's easy. Do nothing, number go up. But what everybody does is, oh my God, I need to buy this. And isn't this the new hot token? Before you know it, number go down and you're really angry with yourself. And